Gosh, I can't rest when I've got something on my mind. There's a higher level of being than doing. It's just being aware of. There comes a time when you exhaust your resources in this world as regards doing things in this world, really. Although they be spiritual, don't get me wrong. And there comes a time when you just stop. You could say mesmerized by the fullness of God. Perhaps I should have said enchanted by, abide in Him. Old-fashioned word, that, abide, isn't it? Dwell in, inhabit, rest in, just be conscious of. His embrace, His presence. Blessed assurance. Do you know that song? Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Heir of salvation, purchase of God. I changed the words. Washed in His Spirit, lost in His love. Well, anyway, blessed assurance. Now thank we all our God with heart and hands and voices, whom wondrous things have shown, in whom His world rejoices, who from our mother's arms hath blessed us on our way with countless gifts of love, and still is ours today. May this wondrous God, the Father, now be with us. And so it goes on. I don't easily remember words. Again, it's just bits. I'm an economist. I don't read the whole book. Well, I do when I'm really taken with it. I go back and start again. But first off, I just go for bits. Here and there, dip in and get a feel for the book, whether it's worth reading. And I might suddenly feel this is online for me. I'll read this. This is speaking to me. And I read further, and then I get to the end of the book and think, well, I can go back to the beginning because I've read that. And I read the whole thing again. Might do it quite quickly within a few days, I might take years going through the book again, like with Paramahansa's autobiography. And with John's Gospel, of course, that's taken decades. Well, so has Paramahansa. You see, whatever you find inspiring, stay with it. Go with it again. And then at some point you find something else inspiring. Good. Lovely. God's talking to you in this way now. Switch across. You may come back to your earlier inspirations too at some point. See what God does. He leadeth me, the quiet waters by. Do you know the quiet waters by, which gives a very peaceful scene? It could also mean that, in marshy lands, those waters can be covered in green, and you don't know they're there. He leads you beside the still waters, so you don't fall in. He leadeth me, he leadeth me. Yes. Yeah, it's a great favourite, especially at funerals. The Lord is my shepherd, 23rd Psalm. And it's sung to a variety of tunes, and the one you know is the one that probably speaks to you best. It seems a bit foreign when it's in another tune. Amazing how music can be so effective in lifting our spirits. Which reminds me to say again, dear friend, you need to know the joy of worship. Even in the wrong religion, the joy of worship, singing the glory of God and the things that you value, even when the theology is not what you value. But you can appreciate the earnestness with which they believe in this. And it's the earnest love that really counts, rather more than the content. We screw up the content because we've got all sorts of crazy ideas, and as you've seen from my recordings. But the earnestness we respond to, it's like coming back to that gorilla handing the baby back to the lady through the bars. There's something about it touches us. And we love, in this case me, have a great love for the gorilla. You would so want that creature to be treated so much more humanely and better than to be locked up in a cage. Oh my God, how could we be so unkind? My God, my God, why have you forsaken me? In this case, the gorilla. And I cut across it and say, well, I'm going to trust that he does, and he hasn't forsaken him, and loves that creature to life eternal, just as much as he loves me or Jesus in the story. I don't care what other realities may be. This is who I am. Here I stand, by the grace and the goodness of God. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. And so yet another recording is born into existence, and it wasn't there 10 minutes ago. And I get such a lift that God should have me do such things, produce such a recording. It just wasn't there 10 minutes ago. Certainly not my thoughts weren't in any sense organised to come up with it either. And he has me record it. And this happens so often, well, as you know. And if no one ever even listened to these recordings, which would be an extremely negative thought to have, still, the blessing to me has been unbounded. Love you, Heavenly Dad. Thank you, Dad.